So here's a video I saw. This woman is like explaining why she hates broke men. So let's talk about it.
I hate broke men more and more every single day. Anytime I hear a story now of a broke man inflicting his brokenness on a poor and unassuming woman, it literally enrages me. So my friend told me a story yesterday from her job. She works at like this merch concession stand type thing, I'm not gonna say where, and she's servicing this couple very clearly on a date, and it comes time to pay, and the girl asks the guy, she's like, oh, can I put my stuff with your stuff? So my friend says, the guy looks at her and is like, how much is that again? Talking about the girl stuff, and my friend goes, oh, it's $20. He goes, oh yeah, she can pay for that herself, and like chuckles and like laughs. Broke people should never laugh, cause what the fuck is so funny? I hate the things broke men do. I hate the things broke men say. I hate how loud the broke man's voice has become in the court of public opinion.
Here's the ridiculousness of women. Okay. Now in her short story, right? You don't even know the situation well. It's like it's funny how women sometimes think that men need to give without receiving, right? Men should not receive nothing in return when they give. That's the ridiculous of it. Absolutely, utterly ridiculous. And fine, she hates broke men. But the same type of woman that hates broke men can't even, one, deal with what is it, financially well off men or even rich men. She can't even deal with those type of men. Okay, let alone she probably can't even attract these men for long-term commitment. Look at this, right? It's like, it's so funny. The women, it's more often than not, the women that hate broke men can't even get into a relationship with wealthy men, right? With six-figure men. They can't even, have a long-term relationship with those type of men. So what do they have? All they have is just to complain about the broke men. And it's just ridiculous. Broke men. It's like, how many times you hear the women say, I have my own. I don't need a man. I want a man. Okay? I have my own. I have my car. I have my own job. I have all this stuff. And yet, you need a man to front you $20. It's like, this is the hypocrisy and delusion of women. You hate men for not giving you money, and yet you are so proud. You scream to the rooftop that you're so independent and strong. It is just unbelievable. It's like, I can never understand it, right? I can never understand why women are so proud of making their own money, and yet they will bash a man for not spending that man's money on them. The ridiculousness of it, it's unbelievable.
So much so that they've been able to attempt to change the narrative that women don't have anything to offer and women don't bring anything to the table. Women don't deserve nice treatment unless you're fucking them. Women don't deserve to get their first days paid for. Women should also go 50-50 on all the bills.
What else would you provide a man? You're not providing him money. So it's just ridiculous. Like, right? You hear women saying, okay, I give emotional support. All the things that women say they do for a man. I give emotional support for a man. I do this, I do that. Really? The things you supposedly say you give to a man, men don't ask. They don't ask for that. So really, it's like, yeah, you don't even give them sex, and yet you expect them to pay. I mean, like, come on. It's just ridiculous that, again, these type of women are so expectant, so entitled. It is utterly ridiculous.
But not 50-50 on anything else, because everything else is also a woman's fucking job. At this point, what the fuck do y'all have to offer besides embarrassment and misery? Because literally at one point, you could not get a wife if you had nothing to offer. If you had no money, if you had no job, if you have no skills, you were bitchless. Women's families would not let y'all anywhere near that woman if you had no way to provide for her and your future family. It's just so baffling to me that these men are trying to get the world.
It is so funny, right? That women love to bring up old school traditions, and yet in the same breath bash old school traditions. It's just like, what do you want? Do you want things how it was before, or do you want things how it's now? How many times you hear women saying, "Oh, back in the day, women didn't have a voice. Women are so abused. Women are in unhappy relationships." And yet here's this woman saying, "Back in the day, you can't even get a woman if you didn't have money and stuff." So, okay, do you like it back in the day? Do you want to go back how it was back in the day? Because you can't just pick how you. This is the thing with women. This is the delusion I'm talking about, right? You pick and choose what you want, and you don't see all the things that comes with it. This is the thing where with women that complain about men, they're deluded in that situation, right? And it's like women like this, they create the problems that they're living in. Women like this do not attract well-off men. They don't. So what do they attract? They attract the men that they hate, men that they will complain about, men that they will give their body to, men that they will give kids to, right? They attract those men. But the men that they want, okay, men that they want to, I don't know, marry, be with, have kids, men that they supposedly talking about, they don't attract these men.
To conform to their brokenness and not them go get a fucking skill and get a fucking job. And to the women out there who are giving these brokies the fucking world when they can't even give you some fucking silverware, I need y'all to stand the fuck up. Wake up. You're sleeping with these men. You're housing these men. You are funding these men. And even worse, you're conceiving children with these broke men, continuing the broke man lineage. What are you getting in return? Truly ask yourself that. What are you getting in return? You're getting more bills while that man's child is hanging off your titty. Because I know he's not doing 50-50 when it comes to childbearing and child caring. More of the story is, a man that truly loves you wants to make sure that you are good. A man that truly loves you does not want to see you struggle. And I'm going to end this by saying that there's a certain demographic of men that do not participate in this conversation, because in a lot of cultures, including my own in Nigeria, men still have to pay a dowry. They still have to pay a bride price.
Yeah, and you know what? This is the thing. Nigeria, African countries, women are actually submissive to men. This is why men are becoming passport bros, right? We have black men going to Africa, Colombia, Dominican Republic, Thailand, all Asian countries, right? And I said Africa because they know those women at least hold traditional values. Here's a woman that obviously does not exude a traditional feminine woman. She obviously does not exude that, okay? But you're speaking about Africa. I've heard other black men say that women, right? African women, black women outside of Western culture are actually submissive, actually obey and listen to the man. And that's why, see, this is the thing, right? That's what men get in return. Submission, right? Obedience. And that's why men provide. Here's a woman that's picking and choosing. She's picking and choosing her own culture as well. The audacity, right? The audacity, you talk about your Nigerian culture, yet you glaze over the fact that Nigerian women in general are actually obedient to their husband. They're actually look to their husband for leadership. It's like and they don't show necessarily aggressiveness, right? Combativeness to their man. And it's like, and that's why, right? Men would provide for women. That's ridiculous.
Men and their families gotta cough up money, land, food, items, whatever, before that woman's family gives her over to his family. This broke man liberation thing, we gotta nip this shit in the fucking bud.
It is ridiculous with women sometimes that they pick and choose things that they like and ignore the other issues that come with those things because they don't like those issues, right? Picking back in the back olden days, right? How men have to give a dowry to women to marry her, for her family to give her over to a man. And let's not be ignorant, because this is when they do that, it's not necessarily about love. Okay? They're doing that because they're giving their daughter over to a man that they think is would take care of her financially. They don't care if she loves him or not. And that's the thing. Those are arranged marriages. You arrange it. The woman's not falling in love with the man. Okay? It's just it's ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. So that's why it's like, this is why I will, it's so far, right? I have yet to find a woman to change my mind I've yet to see, right, the majority of women not be delusional. There are little pockets, right? There are a few women that actually that give me hope, but in general, so many women are so delusional, and it is absolutely unbelievable. It just feels like there's so few women actually operate on logic instead of just being deluded and operating in their own little world, right? One of the things, if you pick and choose certain things of traditions, of cultures, and yet you ignore other parts that come along with it because it does not fit your feminist viewpoint, then you're ridiculous. You're utterly deluded. I don't know. What do you guys think? This woman who's berating broke men, but I guarantee you, okay, she cannot attract a wealthy man for long-term commitment, because women like this, the aggressiveness, right, the combativeness, the disagreeableness, that don't attract six-figure and above men. That don't. You could tell that, at least not for long-term commitment. So, and she doesn't even care. She doesn't even see the problems that come along with that. Men that are well off financially, there's a higher likelihood that they don't just they're not easy to settle down because they have options. I mean, they can pick and choose what women they want to be with. So if you can deal with that, then all the power to you. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that one?